Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 19th to the 28th. Let's get right into this. We're going to start with career / money, and then we're going to go into relationship. I'm going to timestamp for relationship in the description box below. So when it comes to money, this could have to do with a career situation, any sort of lawsuit, anything that you might be negotiating regarding maybe a house, property, inheritance, anything like that. Anything having to do with anything financial in your life right now. Okay, let's get right into that. We'll pull a Celtic cross spread. Capricorn friends. And let's get right into things. We have the Ten of Pentacles, Three of Wands, the Empress reverse. Okay. Yeah. King of Wands, good. I feel like a lot of Capricorns are going to be realizing, working out a lot of negotiations. For those of you that are going to resonate with this as far as like either lawsuits, business negotiations, any sort of deal that you're waiting to go through, waiting to sign something. I feel like there's going to be a lot of focus kind of the end of February into the beginning of March, because you have the great conjunction in your second house, right? But the sun is entering into Pisces on the 18th. Then Venus is entering into Pisces. So the sun and Venus, both in Pisces, are going to be going from your second house into your third house. The third house is where we do business. That's where we sign on the dotted line, right? And that works opposite this ninth house. The ninth house happens to be where you're going to be having this Pisces full moon energy in Virgo on the 27th. So I think that this is going to be really important for you, because something is going to be culminating. Something's going to be coming to an end, having to do with anything having to do with like, for you, because it's in the ninth house, any sort of negotiation, anything in higher education, something to do with long distance travel, something to do with dealing with foreign lands, foreign cultures, anything having to do with like anything that exercises your belief system, right? That would have a lot to do with negotiations, obviously. So that's what's going to be happening now, right? Now, the Virgo and Pisces energy, that axis is really all about kind of striking a balance between like work and service, what's practical, what's not, criticism and acceptance, that kind of thing. But because there's going to be a lot happening in that ninth house for you, right? I mean, that's where it's going to be. So you're going to get this sort of illumination and this realization. But the thing is, you're not going to have all the information just yet, but you're going to have this very strong desire to express what it is that you're thinking and feeling. But you want to exercise some care if you are going to be communicating, because what's coming into you is not particularly rational just yet. So I just want to keep that in mind, like towards like right at the end of the month. Okay. I feel like there's going to be a lot of energy building up to it. We have Venus and Mars squaring off until the 28th, from the 19th to the 28th. And that's just going to cause problems in relationships of all kinds, and finance. Mercury is going to be stationary on the 20th into the 21st. Stubbornness there, glitches in communication. Finally goes direct on the 22nd, which is great. He needs 10 days, 2 weeks or so to get out of the post shadow. And then we have Venus entering Pisces, and we have the full moon in Virgo, and we have all of that stuff going on. But that we also have the 23rd to the 26th, Mars and Pluto are going to be trining, and this is excellent for investments. Great for transforming something from what it was into something different. So really good healing energy. Great for accomplishments, seeing things through, being in your power, all that stuff. Really, really good. Okay, so that's going to be, let's see now, you have that in your second house. You're going to have that happening in your fifth house, which is really, really good. That beautiful Mars Pluto trine. I like that. So that'll be happening in your fifth house of creativity, of romance, and we're going to talk about romance later, your children. So that seems like a pretty good deal to me. But anyway, so let's pull an astro card. We have Jupiter expansion. Really good. So we do like that. Jupiter is about luck and expansion. It's about enthusiasm. It's about benevolence. generosity, expansion. It really is this idea of expansion. You always want to be careful, right? As I always say, every single energy, every archetype has a shadow element, right? So you want to make sure that you don't end up getting in your own way here at the same time. So we have, well, let me roll again because I don't remember. Okay, so we have Scorpio, transformation. We have the moon, which is about emotions, and we have the 7th house, which has to do with all kinds of business partnerships. So business partnerships, anybody that we have any sort of shared soul purpose with. So this could even be a lawyer, obviously marital partner, right? If it has to do with money, if you guys are, if there's a dissolution of a marriage, there's got to be finances worked out. It could also have to do with joining forces if you guys just got married and working out the money. Anything where there's money, there's just you're going to be experiencing change, right? But now, because we get the moon energy, the moon does rule our emotions and what hangs out underneath. But in relationship, this does indicate some confusion, maybe even disappointment, feeling like, oh, maybe something's not exactly as it was portrayed, right? So there can end up being this lack of trust. And you being in this space where you're not sure if what you got yourself into is even worth all of the effort. Because you're very much about wanting things to very much matter to you right now, okay? Having to do with whatever it is that you're doing for money. So we have the Knight of Cups coming in. This is in the recent past. So I do like this. I mean, the Knight of Cups is a proposal coming in. So this could be anything from a new business partner, a new opportunity, somebody bringing one in to you, this could be a new boss hiring you. This could be a new business partner. This could just be, as just an energetic influence, this could just be a new offer that comes into you. So some sort of offer. And because it's cups, it's going to speak to your emotional space, right? But I feel like it's going to be something different than what you were doing, because it's Aquarius and Pisces in astrology. And Aquarius, being ruled by Uranus, is about the future. It's about doing something out of the box and different than what you've been doing. And Pisces is all about our dreams. So you may be realizing, maybe you realize that you had to change your heart, right? That you want to do something different. You want to do something different, right? And so it ends up having some sort of financial ramification. You might be deciding to do something different for career, or having a change of heart in some sort of financial arrangement that you were involved in. So we have the 10 of Pentacles in the current situation, which is all about maturity, family, deepening of a commitment within a business or any sort of situation that you've worked at. It's about expanding your business as well. Again, because it's about maturity, expansion. This could have to do with property, legacy, inheritance. Anything where there's a sharing, right? Where there's got to be some sort of sharing involved here. And then we have this working with the 3 of Wands in the upright. So the 3 of Wands in the upright is one of the good fortune cards for sure. This is about thriving in business, very busy, intense period, indicator for a really great business partnership, a really good deal. Might be a little unconventional, might be something that you didn't even think about before. Not surprised, because the Knight of Cups being Aquarius, that's kind of like the energy that we get here, right? It's kind of like a little out of the box, a little different. So it's like a good idea is coming in here. Now, your job might be totally like, fine, you're set, whatever. This could have to do with something else outside of that. But we have the Empress reverse as the crowning energy. So the Empress reverse is about dependence on others. Limited resources, not having what you need in order to grow something. But then we have the Ace of Pentacles is in the foundation, which is kind of like, auspicious again for every area of life, because this could indicate a new job, happiness and contentment, getting what you desire when it comes to money, or even making connections, right? It could even be connections within an industry or regarding some sort of situation that you find yourself involved in right now. Really good though. Things happening rather quickly, and in the way you want. Don't doubt your good luck. This is definitely a good luck card. For sure. So it's like you go from not having what it is that you want, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So now for some of you, this could be that you're recognizing you need some money to launch something, and you may be going after for a loan. So maybe you're getting a mortgage or a loan or bringing on a business partner because you're looking to expand something. This could certainly be kind of like the dynamic here. So we have you right now as the Queen of Wands, right? So this is you and only you. Very creative right now. This is you stepping into your power. As a general influence, ideas are popping right now. You're going to have the strength to make things happen. Really, really good. If this is, I'm not even going to say if this is a person that you're meeting, because this is you and only you, this position. So this is really calling you to step into your power. Let your ideas pop. Really good energy. I like this. This is in astrology. This is Pisces and Aries. You know, we connect Pisces to astrology. It's about our dreams, you know. It's about our dreams. But you might not have total clarity regarding exactly what it all means, but you just know that you want this new path, this new perspective. You want this new opportunity. Even if you're in the same exact career, maybe just like a different approach, something like that, having to do with a different approach. So the Knight of Pentacles is an energy that's external to you, that's impacting you. So this is a Leo and Virgo energy in astrology. So as an influence, this is about you being more prosperous, right? Financial growth, really good investments regarding any business venture or even with a partner, increasing your money, connection even is coming in. You're probably going to have to work a whole lot harder than you even thought, but that's okay. It's going to be necessary in order to keep something stable, right? But if this is coming in just as an opportunity, that's how you can experience it. Others of you may be understanding this Knight of Pentacles to actually be a person, and this would be like a very dependable energy who has a lot to offer. They might be a little dry, a little stiff, but they could be a rock in a situation, you know. This is somebody who's very smart, right? They invest wisely. They recreate wisely, you know, and they're very consistent in their efforts. So this could certainly be somebody helping you out, I would imagine, right? So either you're meeting somebody like this, or that's the general energetic influence that's impacting you to kind of step into your power, which is really nice. But you have this struggle with the Star reverse. You're afraid, right? And I understand. This is you being really afraid that something is just simply not going to manifest, right? And that's where the challenge can end up here, right? Because this is all about inspiration and creativity and things changing for the better after a difficult time. And it's not that it's not going to happen. This is very psychologically motivated energy. You just want to remember, thoughts become things, you know, they do. So you want to make sure you could stay as positive as you can, no matter how frustrated you might feel at any given point, considering that we do have the Venus and Mars squaring off. We do have Mercury, you know, is just going station. You know, the full moon sometimes can be very, very stressful and emotional at the very least. I mean, you know, you guys are having it in that, you know, in that 9th house of negotiation. So if you're negotiating something, it could be a little challenging. But we have the Two of Swords energy here in the near future, and the Two of Swords is being at an emotional stalemate, you know. And you have to think about this because you need to make a decision, you know. It's the air, you know. You might want to really protect yourself right now, Capricorn, but the situation, whatever's going on here, something needs to be rectified, and it's not going to change itself. So it's better to just kind of resolve it now, stand your ground, say what you think, express what it is that you need in this situation, and just make a decision, you know. It really is. The final outcome energy is the King of Wands, which is, you know, I mean, I like the King of Wands energy. Yeah, as an influence, the right time to express your ideas. Go after what it is that you want. Don't allow the idea of needing to be perfect and something get in your way, or that everything has to be like perfect. You can't allow that, right? You bring everything to the table that you need, and everything's going to go really well. This is definitely embrace your free spirit. I really like it. Now, some of you may literally be dealing though with a King of Wands energy. It's a great energy, you know. Those of you who've been watching me know it's one of my favorite, because it's a very wise energy with high standards and very open and self-aware. So this energy doesn't judge people on their backgrounds or beliefs, and just loves to hear others talk about their experiences, and respects people who don't conform, and is just very sort of passionate and communicative, like a really like free spirit kind of energy. So You may be that, you may be dealing with that, but as a general energetic influence is saying, like, it's time to express what it is that you want and go after what it is that you want. To have the Jupiter energy, man, this is so positive. It just is so positive. And I love, love, love that we have on that 25th, Venus entering Pisces in your third. The sun is going to be in Pisces in your third. Wherever the sun is, there's a lot of focus. Wherever Venus is one of the money planets, and it's also a very benefic energy, right? So we have all of that beautiful focus in your third house of where you do business and where you sign on the dotted line. So really good. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you for career. Now let's get into relationship. Okay, so I'm gonna, what do I want to do? I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these today. Clear the deck. Okay. So just Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus. Okay, general messages. Lovers, Seven of Cups, Four of Swords. So we have the King of Pentacles coming into this. So Aries and Taurus energy. There's a general influence. This is just making the most of whatever it is that you have right now, Capricorn, in relationship. You're in this space coming into this, just trying to make the most, doing the best you can with that King of Pentacles. You were dealing with an energy as a person. This could be somebody who's very hardworking. This might be you, very hardworking. You guys do rule the 10th house, right? Very hardworking, very generous. You just really want to be in a settled relationship, for sure. But you also are not appreciative if anybody comes in and tries to take what's yours. So anybody who's sort of like an opportunist, helping themselves to what's yours. It doesn't have to be material. It could be anything. So that was in the recent past coming in. It could be your freedom. It could be your money, honey. It could be, you know, a relationship with somebody else, like your children, your family, whatever it is, right? You just, you know, healthy boundaries, very important here. Now we have the Lovers as the situation right now. And the Lovers is always about needing to make a decision in relationship, a very specific decision, right? It is a Gemini energy. And if, first of all, for those of you who are single, this does indicate really kind of going within, you know, right now, and seeing what it is that you really want. Love yourself first, right? Release any blocks so that you can manifest and bring yourself the right relationship when the time is right. Doing some really good work. For those of you who are partnered, a love decision is needed if you're both equally going to work on the foundation of the connection in order to make it work. Really good energy. If not, you know, that's where it gets a little tricky. Like if you're in a complicated situation, to look at the patterns of what goes on in the relationship, and not only of this one, but of even previous relationships that you've been in, and figure out what does this particular situation or a possible new relationship offer you that's more fulfilling than what you've had in the long run. You know what I mean? And really it's about following your heart. Work towards what you really, really want, whether you're single or whether you're coupled. But you can't do it alone. If you're coupled, you can't do it alone. Archangel Raphael blesses you if everybody's on the same page, but if not. But it does seem like somebody's got commitment issues here, right? I mean, this is being crossed by the Seven of Cups. Choices, confusion, extremes, commitment issues. Not sure what's fantasy. Things feel up in the air. Can be beginning stages of a new relationship. Certainly, for some of you, this could be the thoughts of a new relationship. It's for those of you who are single. It's like you're doing a lot of work on yourself, but you're really thinking about being with somebody, but you're just like really not even sure. You're just not sure. And it's always confusing when an individual wants to be in a relationship, but they don't feel fully ready to either be completely exposed and vulnerable, or maybe they're afraid of the commitment, not because they're afraid of the commitment, but they're afraid that they're going to fail at it because of their other obligations in their life, whether it's their job, whether it's their children, other responsibilities that may, so it's a very sort of tender balance sometimes that needs to be had. And it's less that an individual doesn't want to be in a relationship and more about, I'm not really sure if I could even do it, if I'm even capable. So 7 of Cups energy is very much like that up in the air energy. And with the 4 of Swords as the crowning, this is about taking a little bit of time and just stepping back for perspective. Great energy for therapy or doing shadow work, just to figure out a better strategy for moving forward in your life, regarding relationship in general. So I'm getting doesn't matter what your situation is, whether you're coupled, whether you're not. This could just be emotional stepping back. For some of you, it's literally saying, you know what, I'm going to allow my love life to be dry for a few minutes because I want to look at me. I want to do some more work on me. I want to get my ducks, that kind of thing. Could certainly be that. Now, as the foundation, we have the King of Swords energy. So the King of Swords is very, very mental. So you want to make sure that you don't overthink something, right? Because this is some of you may be meeting somebody like this who's super, super ambitious and very logical and uses sound logic, no emotions. You might be this way. I have to call it what it is because in astrology, this is a Capricorn and Aquarius energy. This is a strong focus on the mind rather than the heart, right? And it's all done to take charge of your circumstances. And you know what, Capricorn? Listen, actually, you guys have gone through so much in relationships, in business, in just everything the past couple of years. Maybe you're in a space where you're just like, I'm not even allowing my emotions to get involved in this whole jam anymore. Just because, not that you don't want to be with somebody, not that you don't want a relationship to work, but it just makes sense for you right now. So go a little more mental with the whole thing. Not mental isn't crazy, that sounds funny, but go a little more in the air energy rather than any emotions or anything like that. But we do have an 8 of Cups here. So this is about departure and change, emotional intelligence turned up, very high EQ with the 8 of Cups here. Something doesn't feel right and it's just time to move on from something here. Sadness, no regret. You're likely to have left a situation emotionally already, but this does indicate it's definitely time to work on yourself. Now, depending on where you're at right now, this could quite literally be you making the decision to not be single anymore, that you've gone through all of this introspection. Everybody's going to be at a different stage. And you're making the decision to leave this idea of being single because it's a Saturn and Pisces energy. So you're realizing that you're not going to have your dreams met if you keep, hiding yourself and not allowing yourself to be exposed to other energies and getting yourself back out there. Others of you are like, I have no desire to get back out there. Some of you maybe are just sort of in the process of actively still sort of leaving a situation energetically, you know what I mean? You could have already, but you're still sort of peeling yourself away from it. Now we have the Hermit energy here, which is very interesting to get as an external energy that's influencing you. This is a Virgo. Some of you might be dealing with the Virgo energy. But when it comes to relationships, this is very much, first of all, this is about healing and self-exploration and going within. But this is an external energy. So let's understand this as just a general influence, problem solving. All right. If you're alone right now, it's because whatever you were in up to this point wasn't meant for you. It's time to work on yourself. So you have to think about your past experiences so mistakes are not repeated in the future. That's how it would manifest as a general energetic influence. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to invest more energy to work on smoothing out over any issues that need addressing. So some of you may be in this space where somebody wants to work something out with you and you're just like, yeah, no, maybe you just don't like their approach. Usually with the 8 of Cups, it indicates that you were dealing with somebody who, and this is very subjective, in your view, is toxic for you. Might not be toxic for the next person, but not for you, kind of thing. But they may be in this space where they kind of want to work on it with you, and have some sort of problem solving and trying to get to the truth of the thing. But you may be like, yeah, you know what? Now I'm done. It's a minor arcana. It doesn't have to be forever, but at least like for now. The challenge for you is this Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, personification of earth, right? And this is just your challenge here, right? And when we're talking about coins with relationship, it's mental, physical, emotional connection. Page does mean a new cycle. So putting in that work is your challenge. You're tired. You're tired with relationships. You just don't know if you can do it. Because the page is all about putting in the hard work, being reliable, staying really optimistic, being your own cheerleader kind of thing for the relationship. And that's your challenge. And it's not because there's no malice here. There's just emotional exhaustion. That's what it is. We have the Knight of Pentacles here in the near future. So again, mental, physical, emotional connection. This is about you being very focused on, very fussy energy here, in a good way, meaning you're being very particular. You're investing your time wisely. Very wise. Now, some of you may be meeting this energy. So if this is a person, it's a very loyal and dependable energy. I always say with this energy, it could be a little boring, slow to share the feelings, but depending on what you're into and what you're looking for, they can end up being your rock. But they might lack the excitement that you might be looking for, depending on what your other placements are. It depends where you're at in your life. So that would be, this energetic influence. Others of you, though, just as the general influence, you're just going to be focusing on your money. You're going to be focusing on work. You're going to be focusing on business ventures, maybe even doing something with a partner. Or you just may be in a space where you're really going to work on making connections, just in general, and growing something, but at a pace that feels a lot more stable and secure to you. Not allowing yourself to get too swept up in anything. So I feel like here, you're tempering things. There's we always temper things after a challenging time, right? But we have as the final outcome energy, the Three of Swords. Very interesting, because this is the card of pain. This is Saturn in Libra. This is heartbreak, pain of a truth, feeling betrayed, depression, but something being realized, right? I mean, that's the thing here, is if you were feeling any sort of like doubt or confusion, something's going to be realized, and that's all going to be cleared up. Now, some of you may be working through this, right? Because it really is about you now being in a position to begin to move on from either the shock of something, the pain of something, the disappointment of something not going the way that you really wanted it to, so that you can begin some really solid healing. See, a lot of healing going on here. There's a lot of healing, but there's definitely still another energy that's involved here. So I feel like some of you are sort of going through something, either in a relationship that you're in right now, or you're actively healing from something. We have in the oracles, we have the mask. This is the Island Time Wellness, and these are my homemade ones. Mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude. Could even be gaslighting with the mask. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. And then that's being clarified by, I need more time to figure things out, but I don't want to lose you. This is very relevant for somebody who is dealing with an energy that you're trying to move away from. They're maybe trying to move towards you. But I get this feeling, Capricorn, like you're in this space of feeling like you need to defend yourself, right? As the King of Swords, it's like, no emotions. It's like, nope, right? But meanwhile, the Four of Swords, that's still a very like air energy. But the Seven of Cups, we have these emotions that are being tempered by thoughts, by what's practical, right? But I feel like it's all in the name of protecting yourself. And we have talking, interested, conversing more. Awaited message arrives, text, call, email. And then we have clarifying that, I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. And we have Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transitioning. There's a lot of thinking going on here. You project who you want me to be onto me and our connection. I wish you could just accept me as I am. Somebody doesn't feel completely accepted here, but they might be using that as an excuse. Then we have Boat. Receiving what you need, progression, moving on, closure. You hold up that mirror to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. Yeah, so there's definitely like a lack of acceptance. If you're resonating with this, it does seem like, where either you feel like somebody doesn't accept you for just how, and this could be in the past, this could be the energy that you're working through, right? But it's feeling this lack of acceptance. Somebody might be feeling this about you. You might be feeling this about what somebody else is projecting onto you. But it does indicate endings bring new beginnings. Somebody's interested. A message comes in. We have this mask wearing energy, so you might be putting on the face like you are more ready than you are while you're still working through the psychology of missing somebody, trying to figure things out, looking at the balance, looking at the vulnerabilities. It's like you're moving on, putting the face on, taking some phone calls, understandings, endings bring new beginnings, moving on here with the Boat. But it looks like this is still some psychology that you're working through. Oh, I don't even know what just happened. Just throwing the cards everywhere. Just pull a couple of. Look who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of wonderful things life has to offer. You know what? It sounds cheesy, but I'll take it. Love who you are. And I feel like, I don't know, this is just a very, out of all the signs I've done, like you guys are like my 9th or 10th sign. This is showing up to me as the one that really is all about self-love here. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Yeah. Don't allow yourself to spin into anything bitter. Try to avoid that. Listen with your heart. You're listening, but you need to hear with a loving heart. Capricorn, I feel like right now, whoever's resonating with this, not everybody is, so don't make it fit if it's not your reading. You're doing a lot of work on yourself, and you're just not really ready for a relationship right now because you're still working through something. But equally so, you're growing. You're growing. People always grow. The whole next year and a half, after they were the South Node, the transiting South Node, that always happens. I notice that all the time, which is great for you. So there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of healing. Date. Okay. Date and work through your stuff. Date and work through your stuff. If you feel like it. If you don't, just do you. Be you. You don't have to date. We don't need people to be complete. We date because we want to date, right? If we're in that space, all right? Okay, my friends, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care. Bye-bye.